6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Good morning. talkSPORT breakfast with me, Brazil, Alan McCoy and Arnold Clark. Get the UK's best used car deals guaranteed. Now, still to come, we'll speak to legendary manager Neil Warnock, whether his best mate Pep has crossed the line by saying this about the style of play in the Premier League currently.
Remember Stoke City when Mega throw that? It happened in that time, so it's not new. Now it's just more teams doing that, but before maybe Stoke City was the exception.
Don't get me wrong, I'm a massive Pep fan, so is Ali, but I don't know, you can't just keep playing beautiful football. It's not fair on the clubs below, absolutely. Ali, we know that Neil's a good mates with Pep. Do you think Pep should ask for... Well, I don't know what I'm laughing about, because Neil really likes Pep. They're pals now, aren't they?
Of course they do. And by the way, in all seriousness, there would be nobody better qualified to comment on it than Neil. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's long throw-in, short corners, long free kicks.
How would Neil handle that group of City players now? A revolt? Rebellion?
Fine. No, you kidding me on? He'd handle them absolutely fine.
Should I?
You don't hang about the game for as long as Neil has. If you don't know how to handle players,
so you can't see any screaming. He's the best bloody centre forward in the world. Get a ball to him.
He would. And tell you what, it'd be great. It'd be great to listen to him, wouldn't it? Oh, he'd definitely throw a couple of them in. I don't think there's any doubt about
that. What does that mean to a man who plays, of course, played for the likes of Tony Pulis at Stoke? Let's speak to former Stoke and Liverpool midfielder and Rangers. Charlie Adam joins us. Charlie, morning, Charlie.
Morning, Charlie. How are you?
Good morning. Thank you. You okay?
Oh God, we need an hour. We need an hour here, Charlie, don't we? You go first, Ali.
Well, Charlie, listen, I don't know if you've been listening, mate. I lost my line for 30 seconds and Big Al's just sorted the country out. He's sorted the entire country out. Farmers, tax, there's no problems. So you and I need to talk about football, mate. Listen, I was at Brentford in the weekend, Charlie, and I watched Brentford play heck of a well, but also they looked as though they knocked Liverpool out their stride with some good old-fashioned taking them into situations where they're not comfortable, whether it's long throws, direct balls, everything. And your boys at Stoke with Tony Pulis correctly did it, playing to your strengths. Do you see it coming back into the game a little bit more?
Yeah, it's definitely come back in, isn't it? And that's done to, managers now that Pep obviously changed the dynamics of how teams played in terms of how they build and, pass the ball when he first come in, but now a lot of the teams are now using it. But again, Liverpool, Arsenal have used it, set play coach, Brentford, Thomas Frank's come into the Premier League, used it, Brighton, stuff like that. So I think it just gets heightened when the big clubs and the big managers use it. And it's always been there. Of course it is. I remember playing against Chelsea when, John Terry was playing longer balls into Drogba and people like that and getting runners off. And that was the game. But when it's heightened so much, and obviously set play coaches have come into the game and that adds to it as well. So a lot of different ways of doing it, and brilliant. That's the way I see it. You've got to find ways of winning football matches. It can't always be the way that Man City play or the way Arsenal play, because ultimately sometimes that's their weakness. I know they use it a lot, but sometimes long throws and that, and you've seen that over the years that it's been a weakness for a lot of the big clubs. So the clubs and the other clubs in the Premier League, they need to use it.
Charlie, just take two of the clubs, City and Liverpool. Let's start with Liverpool. Listen, Arne was brilliant last year, and Liverpool will come back. Don't worry about that. But I just see a little bit of lack of urgency. I know it's changed. There's a few personnel have changed. But I don't like the way 50-50s, they're getting brushed aside. I'm not saying they're going in 85%, but I'd like to see them be a little bit more urgent getting the ball forward. I'd like to see them in midfield winning the knockdowns, and 50-50s fighting for them. I think they've just got a bit sloppy at the moment.
Yeah, again, Al, I think I look at individuals in the Liverpool team are getting criticism at the moment, again, because they're not at the level what they've been playing in recent years.
Especially Salah, but it's not all his fault.
No, it's not his fault, Van Dijk. But again, and I spoke about it yesterday, is that the amount of investment they made in the number of new players that's coming in, I understand that Kerkez has played in the Premier League, but playing for Bournemouth, playing for Liverpool is a totally different scenario in terms of the standard, the level, the intensity, the pressure. Isak's never been fit really, and played to a level who's got experience in the Premier League. I think Ekitike is probably the only one that's really shown what he's capable of. Gravenberch for me is a big part of what Liverpool do, and they've lost him. Man City lost Rodri, so it shows that players in key positions, you lose them. Frimpong's not been fit regular enough, so they've had to pay Szoboszlai as a right back, which is not his position. So there's a lot going on within the team. The goalkeeper, who is a top class, world class goalkeeper, he's been missing as well. So there's been no rhythm within the team. Konaté's contract situation, which people say it won't affect, but of course it's going to affect the team and what's happening. So there's a lot of going on in that team at the moment, where Arsenal have been stable. They've been consistent with what team they've been able to pick and what they've done. So again, Liverpool just, let's say, find that consistent basis, and then start to build again. But of course, there's always a worry when you lose 3 and 4 games in a row at Liverpool. But it's a huge game for them tonight, because cup game, it's an opportunity to win a match. But I expect Liverpool to get back on that run, and you could see Liverpool winning 7, 8, 9, 10 games in a row.
Charlie,
go on, Rick. Go on, Ali. Go on.
I was just going to say, Charlie, I tell you what we can't argue about. I tell you what's been a breath of fresh air, mate. I was before I went to Brentford, I nipped into Chelsea to watch Sunderland, and that's again this weekend. The 3 newly promoted sides all won, so that can only be a good thing, because it's not good for the league when the 3 teams are kind of automatically going straight back down. How impressed have you been with the newly promoted sides, particularly Sunderland?
Very good, very, very good. So obviously I've gone back into coaching at Burnley, and obviously been around Scott and how he sees the team and what they're doing. It's very, very, very good in terms of, like you say, understanding the Premier League, not trying to overplay, but knowing what the league and what the level is going to give you. Sunderland, I've been very impressed. But again, signing Xhaka, middle of the park, experience in there has been really key into what they're doing. And he's got the young players around him that have got quality. And ultimately, when you've got players that can score goals, and that's what you need. So the 3 teams have come up. They've won football matches better than what the teams did last year. It's getting more competitive. The league's getting more competitive every year, and the quality and the standards raising all the time. But I think this is a great opportunity for the three teams that have come up to stay up. The teams at the bottom at the moment are struggling, are having a tough time, and they're big clubs.
Charlie, I'd love to say the quality's better, but it's definitely more competitive. I'm talking about the SPL now. I think Rangers and Celtic are both toiling. Hearts, well done, Hearts. Tony Bloom's gone in there. Amazing. The guy's amazing. He's got them organised. Look at that. Look at the table now. And it's about time someone had the gauntlet down to Celtic and Rangers. Let's start with Rangers. Celtic have just changed the manager. But Rangers, I don't know much about this new manager. Does he need more funds? Does he need to change personnel?
Well, I think that they've like I say, you get judged on your recruitment. The recruitment was difficult in the summer in terms of maybe expectations of what some players thought the Premier League was in Scotland. Playing for Rangers, playing for Celtic, it's high demand. There's pressure, and we know, Ali knows that. I know it. It's something I was brought up for as a kid, and I try to take into my own playing career and standards about you need to win every day. It doesn't matter if it's training, it's got to be competitive. If it's a game, you need to win. Some players can't handle that. But what I do hear about Danny Roll, and I've heard Barry Bannon speaking about in the last few weeks, is that terrific coach and around the training ground. So it'll be interesting to see how he does it and what he does and what he changes. But again, there's a wee bit of, similar to what Celtic is, there's a wee bit of dislike, but not dislike, but an animosity between supporters and the owner group.
Were you surprised, Charlie, Dermot Desmond, his words about Brendan? Whoa!
I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that Brendan resigned. But to see Dermot's statement was unbelievable. So again,
brutal, wasn't it?
He's brutal, and ultimately that's where it's got to, that he feels that he's disappointed in how Brendan's acted within the media and what he's done. So I think Brendan Rodgers is a top-class manager, and it'll not be long before we see him in. I think he's done a wonderful job, and like I say, he's hit his trophies at Celtic speak for itself. But for Dermot to come out and say exact moments and situations shows that there was a line crossed, and ultimately it doesn't matter who you are, you're an employee of the football club and you have to respect your contract, respect your employees, and Dermot obviously thinks that Brendan crossed the line.
Hearts, can they keep it going, Charlie, just finally? Can they go on and win this?
Oh, absolutely, they can keep going. Derek's done a brilliant job. I didn't think they could split the Old Firm, but what I will say is we know Derek is a terrific manager. Difficult time at Bristol City, but Aberdeen, Hearts, Kilmarnock done brilliant jobs, and again deserves all the luck in the world, because I don't really know him, but here he's a great person, a great guy, and you want these people to do well, and let's say consistency is key, and now this period now coming up is massive for him, but what they can do in January with the backing of Tony Bloom can make it a special season for Hearts and for Scottish football, because, like you say, it's not been done in 40 years.
No. Nice one, Charlie. Great to speak.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
Brilliant, Charlie. Good to see you, pal.
Charlie Adam there you go. Hearts can do it, he says. Whoa.
Yes.
16
yes.
minutes past 8.